Hello, everyone. Welcome back to DCU Worlds. So, folks, we're back, and for everything, because in today's video, we will talk about the new 5-minute preview of Superman that just dropped. I saw so many people talking about this online, and honestly, I didn't expect it to be this good. For those who don't know, this preview was seen at CinemaCon 3 days ago, and we even had a description of it, but still, I didn't expect it to be much better than what was described. I was truly speechless after watching this clip. It almost made me cry seeing the fidelity to the comics. Seriously, this film is a love letter to Superman fans as well as the entire DC universe. Well, this clip had leaked a few hours ago by some people filming at the Minecraft screening, and shortly after James Gunn decided to release it officially, and that's what we'll talk about in today's video. All right, folks, to start, I want to say I'm really sorry for not bringing content here on the channel regularly like I used to. Unfortunately, I've been very busy with academic matters, but today we're going to discuss this new Superman clip. Today, there's no way I was so excited about this that I rushed as hard as possible to bring this video to you. Well, before we start then, don't forget to hit the like button, comment below, and subscribe for more content like this. Also follow our other social media, Instagram and Threads. There I will keep you updated if I'm not present here on YouTube. So follow me there to stay in the loop with DCU news. Well, now without further ado, let's get to the video. Well, the preview starts exactly like that scene we saw in the trailer where Superman falls from above, making a hole in the snow. In fact, I saw so many people saying that this whole setting is green screen and such, but actually James Gunn filmed these scenes in Norway. They really went to real locations, which is why they look so beautiful in these shots. We then see Superman all beat up and whistling to call Krypto. However, while Krypto is coming without realizing that Superman is hurt, he jumps over him and starts playing with him, which makes Superman feel even more pain. And honestly, I didn't expect Krypto to do that, like grabbing Superman this way. It really caught me off guard because they hadn't shown this before in the teaser. Here we already get at least a sense of Krypto's personality in this movie, and James Gunn mentioned that Krypto will be completely inspired by his dog Ozu, who is also a very confused, messy dog. So that's why Krypto does this to Superman in this scene. Superman then asks Krypto to take him home, and Krypto grabs him by the cape and drags him away. Then we get to this amazing scene where we see the Fortress of Solitude rising from the ground, and it's simply beautiful. When they arrive, we see the door with the House of El symbol with such a unique and incredible look, and the symbol lights up too. The visuals in this scene are simply stunning. I was glad they released this clip in 4K on YouTube because it gives you the best idea of the visuals and how the colors degrade as they really are. Honestly, before I saw this clip, I wasn't that fond of the cinematography of this film, but now that I've seen these 5 minutes from the movie, I realize that there's still more in store for us visually. And when Krypto and Superman enter the Fortress of Solitude, 4 robots appear to help Superman. And in that scene, when I saw those robots, I quickly remembered the robots that appeared in All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison. James Gunn has also confirmed that the big inspiration for this movie will indeed be the story of All-Star Superman. So visually, they really resemble the comic. And here's a detail. We have a secret door, which could probably lead to those other places where Superman collects his artifacts, so to speak. And I hope there's a scene in the movie that shows other locations in this Fortress of Solitude. Well, Superman is then taken to be treated, and that's where one of my favorite moments of this scene happens, when Superman thanks the robot for helping him. I know it's a somewhat insignificant thing, but it's such a clear sign of who Superman is. We soon discover that many parts of Superman's body are damaged, and he can't even walk and struggles to speak. But still, he makes an effort to thank those who help him, which really shows Superman's personality in this film, which will be much more like the comics. For me, this is another confirmation that James Gunn was the right guy for the Superman movie. Another thing I haven't mentioned is about David Corenswet. I know he doesn't have many lines in these scenes, but he's already convinced me that he will portray a great Superman. After that, we see the robots placing Superman in a chair, and here we get more details of the Fortress of Solitude with retro Kryptonian technologies. There are even other robots standing in this place, so if these are destroyed, the others can be activated to protect the fortress. Then we see this scene where the entire Fortress of Solitude turns to concentrate solar energy to heal Superman. And they use this technology that looks like a giant magnifying glass to bring sunlight with more intensity. You can see here it looks like a giant magnifying glass that kind of enhances solar energy to heal Superman. And here, when the sun hit him, he started screaming in agony. And I think some people didn't realize what was happening here. He's probably not screaming in agony because the sun hit him. Why would he scream if the sun is what heals him and gives him strength? So here he must be screaming because receiving such an intense burst of sunlight so quickly is making all broken parts of his body snap back into place very fast. The pain he's feeling comes from all his bones being put back together, not from exposure to sunlight. After that, the clip ends and cuts to a longer and slightly different version of the teaser we received in December. Another thing I haven't heard many people talk about is regarding another scene that people at CinemaCon mentioned but wasn't included in this clip. It showed an interview scene between Superman and Lois and other scenes featuring Metamorpho and Mr. Terrific. But still, it was a brilliant strategy on their part to release this movie preview. I felt very immersed in every scene, even in a short time. I liked the interaction between Superman and Krypto, the robots too. I liked the whole aesthetic of the Fortress of Solitude. The film's photography is also very beautiful. David Corenswet really made me feel connected to him, and if James Gunn can make us connect to the film in just 2 minutes, I truly can't imagine how I'll feel after watching 2 hours of this movie. Even in those scenes showing parts we've seen in the teaser, it seems they show a second more of each frame. For example, in that scene of Lex Luthor looking at Superman from the window, he says he's back. And also in that scene where Superman is sitting talking to Lois, it seems like it's a second before Superman approaches Lois. We also have a much better view of that pink energy ball. And you can see better that Green Lantern Guy Gardner is fighting there too. So guys, I don't know what that pink energy ball is, but I'd guess it's Solaris. That villain also appears in the comic All-Star Superman. Another thing in that scene where we see Superman sad holding one of the robot's arms, I think it's Robot 12, I believe she's going to get hurt, and you can bet it will be heart-wrenching because I imagine we'll see more connections between Superman and the robots. James Gunn does this very well. He knows how to take those characters nobody cares about and make you care for them. I know James Gunn hasn't made big films that make you say, oh my God, but he knows how to make films with heart and emotion. James Gunn is very good at making you connect with each character. You can see this well in the Guardians of the Galaxy films, the Suicide Squad movie, and Peacemaker series. So I think this movie will be very emotional. And speaking of humor, from the scenes we've seen with Krypto, I think people will love it, especially kids and animal lovers, but I'm sure this movie will be for everyone. Now, talking about Superman, I have no idea how he ended up in these conditions. I imagine it's because of the black man who beat him so badly that Superman ended up like this. Another thing I wanted to mention is their marketing genius for this film. They showed a lot, but still left us with many unanswered questions. So I think if they continue not showing anything from this film for now, it will be much better for us fans. And so that's it. The preview doesn't reveal much, and the marketing for this film is already increasing. I hope they show more scenes of Superman soon. Speaking about those scenes, so the interaction with Superman in this preview, the Fortress, Krypto, and the robots, all of this got me even more excited about this film. This preview had everything I didn't expect. Indeed, this movie is very different from other superhero films we've seen in recent years. So talking about visual aspects, it's really beautiful. And one thing I didn't expect is that this film would be so well lit, because when I saw the teaser, I liked its look, but it didn't seem so illuminated. Now, seeing this preview made me realize that this film is much prettier when you see scenes in sequence. James Gunn really nailed it in this regard. So that's it, guys. I love this preview and hope there are more good things like this in the movie. You know, the feeling I have right now is happiness because we're about to see a universe very close to the comics. You know, more fantastical, more colorful, different from what the Zack Snyder films were. So, folks, that's it. Comment below what you think about this. And don't forget to click the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next video.